This is the bed that I'm building. This is a early version of it. You can see there's a board on this side. I removed that in the later design. And also these, we're gonna have 3 drawers, but that's a lot of drawers. So you can see the steel structure underneath, how it goes, and then on the back side, the part comes up and over and down, and then the bar across the top that supports it. This is the early version. That is another version, and then the one I actually built off of is this version. I put the outlet in there so I knew that the outlet wouldn't get in the way. And this is the platform for the map storage. It turned out pretty much exactly like this. So I'm in the garage about to weld up the frame for the bed. I got these pieces the other day, and Dan was nice enough to let me use his fancy chop saw to make sure that the edges are nice and straight. I'm doing 2 at a time. These are the back legs that support the whole structure, so I clamp them together and I'll weld them together at the same time. The final welding for the bed frame is upon us. I've spent literally several hours plumbing and straightening and squaring this thing up. It might be a 32nd or even maybe a 16th off, but that's about it. So I think it's ready. It's big, it's heavy. The bed frame is now complete. It's all welded, ready to go. I put these tabs in here to have bolts through the bottom so I can bolt a piece of wood to the bottom so it doesn't scratch my floor. I put these in here temporarily so I can, when I take it outside tomorrow to paint it, that will raise it up a little bit and I can paint underneath it. This wood brace is temporary. These are for the 2x4 bed frame that supports a mattress, actually, which sits on top of this and goes like that. And this is a support for the headboard, which will be right about here. It's really wide, so I put a brace in there. Well, there would be a piece of wood that sits like this, and then it hits the bed frame or headboard right here and holds it in place. Then the bookshelf pretty much sits on this and it supports the weight. There's a piece of wood up here that'll be out a foot or so on both sides, and that's what supports the whole bookcase mostly. It's also attached to the wall. I've been working on the random parts for the bed for a couple of days. I got my little setup here in the garage. Set up my chop saw so I can cut the boards. I also adjusted this finally so it's perfectly square 90-degree cuts. This is a header piece for the back of the metal bed frame. the actual bookcase will sit on top of that. And there's other parts inside. I'm cutting a bunch of stuff and putting little pieces together, and soon I'll be ready to start assembling the big pieces. It's been a long couple of days, but I'm finally making some progress. I got the first shelf on the left side ready to be set up. Actually, I glued it already, so it's drying. I made this little jig thing so I could put it on here and build it out so it's nice and flat and square and straight. But for right now, I have to go on a hike, so I'll be back. Forget what I said earlier about math being hard. Math is fantastic, especially when it works out correctly. Both of these pieces, or these two sections over here, and this one was built separately, then they come together, and you can see they're pretty well lined up all the way down. So that's good. There's also another little section that goes here that I'll add once this is attached to the wall, which I'm going to do now, but very happy with this so far. It's massive. Well, there we have it. It's finally done. Well, 99.9% done. Let's turn the lights on. Oh, much better. This is probably version number 5 or 6 of the design. A couple things are different. There was going to be a long board right there, but I took it out. And then this side has like a C shape. It like goes in a little bit. Thought that was a nice touch. And these drawers, originally there was going to be 2 drawers. One little one and then a big one, but I just put one in there. I have handles for them, but I put a coat of lacquer on them and they're drying. So I'll put those on later. It was supposed to have originally 4 lights, but 6 came in the box, so I put 6 in. They're LED, they're real low wattage, they don't generate a whole lot of heat. So they're nice. I'm trying to find a dimmer for them, but I ordered one and it didn't work, so I gotta try to find another one. Another thing I wanted to do is put a map storage in here. So under here, there's a drawer. It's on 38-inch sliders, so it comes out, and I can't reach the very far back. So if I need to, I can open that up if I push the mattress up, and I might put some stuff back there, but I think most of the maps will fit in there. Got a little map collection. A couple of details. I think it's about 13 feet wide. It might be hard to tell in the video, but it's pretty big. The ceilings in here are 8 feet. It goes almost to the ceiling, but not quite. It's not supposed to be a built-in like the other bookshelf I built. This is standalone, even though I don't ever want to take it down, which someday I might have to. And at that point, it might just get destroyed, because I don't know if it could be taken down without destroying it, so. Queen size bed, which is good. There's a steel frame underneath the bed that supports it. It also has a cross beam thingy right there that the actual bookshelf sits on. So all the weight is being pushed down onto that. And then over here, it's attached to the wall, and then there's some supporty things underneath there. I'm gonna put one more right there. I haven't made it yet, but records are gonna go on the bottom shelf of there, so it's gonna be heavy. I think that's about it. I'll load up the books in there tomorrow. Tomorrow's a holiday, so I'm home. What's up, peeps? I put the finishing touches on the book shelf today. I put the drawer pulls on. I didn't make those, I bought those online, but I had to spray them with finish because they were unfinished. I made this little story pole so I could tell how large my books are. 10, 11, 11 and a half, and 12 and a half. And then I made a big pile of books over here that I've been stockpiling for a while. And I put them in rows of size. So I don't know how many books the bookshelf is going to hold, but I'm going to find out. So here's a good one. Hard Times. If you're a Virginia resident, you know this logo, Hard Times Restaurant. So that's pretty cool about the oral history of the Great Depression. So it's nice to see that font though. I like that. So again, I'll just throw these up forever. So there's a duplicate book. Oh, look at that. Actually, it's not actually, huh? Good. Ben Franklin. Gotta have a book about Ben Franklin. South Carolina. I think that's about it. Let's speed this up a little bit. Ooh, the Natural Bridge. That's been there. That's pretty. If you've never been to the Natural Bridge, it was first owned by Thomas Jefferson. You know, legally. Some guy owned it before him, but he sold it to Thomas Jefferson. And that was the first time that somebody realized that, hey, that piece of property is kind of valuable. So, first owner. It is now a state park. One of the design changes I did early on was widening the metal supports that support the bed underneath there. They were going to be narrower so you couldn't see them when you walk in, but the bed is much lower to the ground than originally planned. And then I was able to add a drawer for my map collection. The drawer is about 56 inches. It goes way back there. These are 38-inch pulls. So they slide 38 inches out, which is plenty enough room for me to go rummaging around in there. Probably got some drawings in here from Tom Chipley. Yep, sure do. He was a fantastic artist. Well, that didn't take very long. And look at all the room I still have left. Lots more room. That's good because I have more books in the other room. It hasn't fallen down yet either, so that's a bonus. I got my little makeshift Prince William County section here, starting at least. Got a couple of duplicates of these. And then this one. I have originals of this book, which is a pretty rare book. Self-published in 1912. And then there's a couple of duplicates of these. Some of these are really good books. This is the book about the Prince William County Fair. Fair's not going to be around much longer, so that book's pretty cool. And then Evan's book. Ratcliffe did a couple of nice books. This was Prince William. These are good books. Well, I think the bed's finally done. Little recap video. This project took about a little over a month and probably cost somewhere around $1,600 or $1,700. It added up quickly, and the small stuff really added up quickly at the end. So the plywood I use is this pre-finished maple. It comes like this finished when you buy it, so it's super smooth. This is one-sided pre-finished. The dividers are double-sided pre-finished, so they're finished on both sides, which is nice. That's over $100 a sheet. I think with single-sided was probably, I don't remember, I think it was 110, and the double-sided was maybe $124 per sheet. One thing that really saved me a lot of time is I met a guy named Ian who has a sliding table saw, which is a gigantic machine that basically can rip down 4 foot by 8 foot sheets of plywood, which is what this wood comes in, very accurately and repetitively with the same cut. And the reason that's important is because all of these had to be ripped down to the same exact width, otherwise they wouldn't line up in the corners or the T intersection. And so he was able to cut all the wood really fast. and I, drew it out and knew how to cut list. And so I just spent an hour or two at his place and cut all the stuff and then brought it all home. So, but that's about it. Happy with it. I think it looks cool. And project is done. This is my last major project I think I had planned. So I guess I need to find something else to work on.